Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. Tomorrow is the beginning of the last month of the year. It is Monday, December 1st, 2025. There still remains no information to the public from any official source regarding two major leaks concerning Mr. Kohberger that I cannot remember learning of, becoming aware of, in any case I've ever reported on, read about, had knowledge of, that were like one, much less two of these incidents. The first happened in May of 2025, when apparently state evidence that the public had been seeking, but was told time and time again, you are not entitled to see this information, general public, under the First Amendment or any other legal ground you raise. Somehow that's very same information made its way to a national mainstream media source and was the topic of a special, as it was called, on the Idaho versus Kohberger case, virtually on the eve of jury selection. Just before the final pretrial conference in May, it included evidence, information such as video of what the state called suspect vehicle 1 was, screenshots, photos from the alleged 8458 phone, sometimes referred to by Detective Brett Payne in the affidavit of probable cause as the 8548 phone. Interviews with people who alleged to have known Mr. Kohberger, expert witnesses, former law enforcement, and none of it was favorable to him. There wasn't one time that I can recall anyone remarked that under our Constitution, our founding documents in this country, the person who's charged with a crime is considered not guilty until or unless one of two things happen. That person is either adjudicated guilty in a court of law based on evidence that's permitted into the courtroom at beyond a reasonable doubt evidentiary standard, or the person pleads guilty. Neither of those events had happened at the time that this very high-profile special aired. Judge Hippler, at the final pretrial conference, issued two court orders, one to the state, one to the defense, about this situation, explained how it caused problems with respect to possibly seating an impartial jury, and that is due process. The 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution requires an impartial decision maker. He also said, Judge Hippler, he felt that this leak came from the state of Idaho. It's been 7 months nearly since that occurred, and the public has received nothing regarding where matters stand relative to that first leak. The second one happened after Mr. Kohberger pled guilty and was transferred from the Ada County Jail to this alleged high security state prison located outside of Boise that continues to promote itself as being a high security prison. And yet, shortly after Mr. Kohberger was incarcerated there, videotape that was purportedly of him inside this facility began making its way to the internet. Shortly after that happened, the Idaho State Prison indicated that they were investigating. They didn't name Mr. Kohberger by name, but there were enough details there that appeared to strongly suggest they were speaking of Mr. Kohberger, and no other video of any other prisoner appeared to have made its way out into the public as that video of Mr. Kohberger's was. It has been almost a half year since this all happened, And like the leak involving the media presentation in May of 2025, there has been not word one to the public relative to this video, even to say that the matter was still being investigated. I am hopeful that before the end of this year, that the public is provided some sort of an update as to both of these leaks, where matters stand. This will now conclude this episode of the Indie Zone podcast. My name's Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.